for Best TV Show is... Love Island!
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 craziest things to happen on live TV.
I say get ready to bleep. We haven't got a bleeper. And we do apologise. She's coming back.
Go!
What is she like?
Middle class.
I'm sorry. Yes, it is very easy to see and say.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be looking at those rare, controversial and unplanned moments that were broadcast live on British television screens before a censor, editor or director could intervene. And now those moments are out there forever. Can you think of any that we missed? If so, tell us in the comments below. Number 10, David Cameron is interviewed by a tree. Sky News.
Well, first of all, big congratulations to Boris Johnson and all those Conservative candidates who work so hard.
Now, it would be easy to make a series of tree puns here, but Will leaves those for now. After the 2019 general election, various news outlets sent their best reporters to get the opinion of former Prime Minister David Cameron, who'd resigned in 2016 to branch out to other things.
People want a decisive government, a strong government, that can get not just that done.
However, they may have been barking up the wrong tree when selecting the camera operator. After several minutes of footage in which it looks like the tree is asking the questions, one broadcast returns to Adam Bolton at Sky News, who voices what we were all thinking.
Well, I don't know why he's talking to a tree.
Why no one twigged on about this at the time has us stumped, but this comical moment was broadcast live and repeated for days. Number 9. Misinformed Miz mistakenly muddles Monica Michael's elimination. The X Factor.
We've just heard Monica and Anton sing, and now we'll ask each judge who they want to send home tonight.
In the event of a tie, we'll go to deadlock and revert back to the public vote.
For season 12 of The X Factor, show bosses decided to mix things up. Replacing Dermot O'Leary with Extra Factor's Carolyn Flack and Ollie Mears as co-hosts was one of the many changes that were perhaps a little too much for the 2009 runner-up. During a live judge's decision, Mears misinterpreted a two-way deadlock between Anton Stevens and Monica Michaels, preempted the result of the public vote, and announced Monica was going home.
I have to stick, obviously, with Anton. I'm so sorry, Monica. Yeah, I'm sending you home.
So just to clarify, I did say we go to deadlock, but unfortunately, Monica, you are going home, I'm afraid. So Anton...
No, Ollie, no? She's not, no.
Oh, she's not going to break,
no,
sorry.
We're going to deadlock. Judges,
okay, sorry, I got that wrong. Sorry, my fault.
Bewilderment in the studio and at home ensued, but even with the late Caroline Flack expertly getting the show back on track, some viewers mistook the mistake as proof that the show was fixed.
The act who received the fewest votes from the public and will be leaving the competition tonight is... It's Monica Michael.
Number 8, arresting developments with Alison Hammond. This morning.
Obviously, oh my gosh, we haven't got a permit. Listen, guys, we're in Pisa. We're not allowed to film here.
It's hard not to love Alison Hammond. The quirky presenter has been on British TV screens for a few years now and still manages to find new ways to surprise us. However, none were more shocking than when she looked like she was about to get arrested not once, nor twice, but 3 times, all live on This Morning.
Go somewhere where you've got a permit. She's coming back. She's coming back.
Go.
What is she like?
Unauthorized filming by the Leaning Tower of Pisa prompted Italian authorities to interrupt the broadcast. Undeterred, Hammond goes back to the same spot to try again and gets chased away once more. Then, during a later segment, in which she claimed to be in hiding, police arrived outside of her hotel room. Getting arrested for presenting morning television? That's dedication.
It's the biggest cash competition of the year so far. £300,000. You could win it. In fact, if you do win the £300,000, maybe we could use it for my bail to bail me out of the Italian prison.
Number 7. David Blaines' handy protection from death. GMTV.
Of course, you're famous in this country as well for appearing in a car advert, doing tricks as well. Car tricks. Excellent.
Poor Eamon Holmes. Little did he know when he arrived at work on that warm August morning in 2001 that he'd be part of one of live TV's craziest and most confusing moments. In an attempt to interview illusionist David Blaine, who was being very quiet and, shall we say, not entirely present, Holmes asked a series of questions that went unanswered.
What do we get with you? Are you an illusionist? Are you a trickster? What is it? Are you a stuntman? What are you? How would you describe yourself? I'm just a showman.
The really crazy moment comes when Blaine raises his hand to show he had drawn an eye on his palm to, quote, protect him from death.
Protection. Protection. What does that mean? Protection from death.
Blaine's conduct was much lampooned afterwards, and 18 years later, he would admit to Holmes that it was all an act to get passive viewers to watch. Okay, well, it certainly worked.
I'm glad one of us thought it was fun.
Number 6, Alex Beresford reigns in the debate. Good morning, Britain.
White middle class.
I'm sorry. Yes, it is very easy to see.
The inclusion of this particular moment on this list may be unusual to you, as it isn't particularly humorous. The crazy part is more in the subtext, in that it took the show's stand-in weather presenter, Alex Beresford, to accurately define just what is wrong with the UK's stance on tackling knife crime.
So need to...
Not work. Listen, I've grown up in some of these communities that you guys are talking about, and prison it's not a deterrent. Some of these boys, they don't fear prison.
Beresford proved to be the hero of the hour when he, having heard enough, interrupted the live debate and gave his well-informed point of view, as well as articulately explaining why things needed to change. The fact is that the most sense came from the corner of the room and rightly made national news, giving his insights a platform.
The frustration that builds within the black community is down to the fact that a lot of innocent young black boys are getting pulled over.
Number 5, just a little background entertainment. BBC News. Over on the other network for once, the BBC's breakfast broadcasts are not exempt from their own live TV shockers.
I would be surprised if they do. Pardon me.
Professor Robert Kelly has appeared on various news outlets around the world, but is often seen giving his expert analysis on BBC News during the early hours. However, in a clip that gained worldwide acclaim, Kelly's input, which was on the very serious matter of South Korean President Park Geun-hye's impeachment, was hilariously upstaged by his daughter stylishly wandering in, followed by his toddler son, and then his wife desperately trying to evict them.
What's this going to be for the region?
My apologies.
In the interview, you can see the moment Kelly's soul departs, as all he can do is sigh. What was he talking about? We forget.
Of course, we didn't get a chance to properly meet your family last time. It was under slightly different circumstances.
Number 4, last place on BGT is a rotten egg. Britain's Got Talent.
This is my quest to follow that star.
Now, it would be easy to make a series of egg puns here, but we've already made this yolk. Also, for the second time in this list, Simon Cowell makes an appearance. Again, probably not as he would have wished. Britain's Got Talent is essentially car crash tally, isn't it? Yes, it's fun to watch, but we are just waiting for the moment something really crazy happens before it's filed away to TV hell forever.
And I know it's true.
And during Richard and Adam's final performance in 2013, something did, as violinist Natalie Holt stopped miming and started chucking eggs at Cowell instead. Later, Holt claimed it was in protest for his influence on the music industry. We'd believe you, Natalie, but you were smiling a little too much.
You alright? Are you okay?
I did actually send a tweet out yesterday saying I don't like eggs, and I really don't like eggs now. I have no idea what that was about, so whoever's watching, I do apologise.
We'll get to the bottom of it,
and I'm sorry for you guys, actually, because I thought I thought she was throwing sandwiches at me.
Number 3, Joan Rivers bleeping bleep show. Loose Women. get ready to bleep this.
We do apologise.
Get ready to bleep.
We haven't got a bleeper. And we do apologise.
The differences between American and British TV are perfectly encapsulated in these 5 simple words from the controversial and irreplaceable comedienne Joan Rivers. Booking her to appear on live TV was always a gamble, as she was often outspoken. But to book her on a live UK daytime programme was asking for trouble, as there is no delay between filming and broadcast on British television.
You get someone like Russell Crowe and you want to say to the camera, he is a piece of, get ready to bleep this.
As this episode of Loose Women demonstrated, Rivers' penchant for profanity was unmatched, with her dropping the F-bomb and the S-bomb with only a split-second warning. After all, a lack of censor was not a problem she had encountered previously in her 40-something-year-long career.
Sorry about that, we do apologise for that. Joan wasn't aware that we were absolutely live.
Number 2. Philip Schofield's very interesting choice of words. This morning.
How does this work? What are you doing?
There are so many levels to this that we practically had to make a new list. Whoever suggested booking a couple who can orgasm for 18 hours to appear and then discuss it on live morning television must have been joking, especially considering how interviewers Philip Schofield and Holly Willoughby are hardly reliable to be well behaved. Surprisingly, it was booked. More surprisingly, the interview was pretty much successful. But it wasn't that moment that earns the number 2 spot here, it's the aftermath.
Still to come.
Automatically reading the teleprompter, Philip's announcement of "still to come" elicits half a minute of laughter in the studio. Ironically, the end of that sentence never did.
Go to the right.
Number 1. Interviewing the wrong guy. BBC News.
Well, Guy Cuny is the editor of the technology website News Wireless. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Have you ever been for a job interview and found that you're bluffing your way through the questions? Admit it, we've all been there. Now imagine it's being shown on live TV. For Guy Gomer, that's exactly what happened.
So it's a big surprise anyway.
A big surprise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Visiting the BBC headquarters for an IT accountancy job interview, instead he was mic'd up and sat in the news studio, apparently mistaken for tech expert Guy Cuny. The level of cascading failures for this mix-up to air live are incomprehensible enough, but what happened next makes for even crazier live TV.
Actually, if you can go everywhere, you're gonna see a lot of people downloading to the internet and the website everything they want.
Not wanting to rock the boat, Gomer plays along, bluffing his way through the interview and even accurately predicts the future of music downloading. Yet he still didn't get the job. Criminal.
You can go easy. It's gonna be very easy way for everyone to get something to the internet.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo UK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.